Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're maybe joining us from today. Welcome to today's webinar, co-hosted by the New York Oracle User Group and Oracle partner Viscosity. We've got an amazing, awesome Forms webinar for you today, presented by two speakers. We've got Mia Urman from AuraPlayer and Laura Eckel from Oracle. So please take an opportunity to ask them your questions during this hour. It is a live webinar, so anything you submit in the Q&A field, you can probably see a questions field. That will go straight to the speakers. If you have any logistical questions or issues with the webinar, Coleman or myself will help you out there. So my name's Monica. Hopefully you are familiar already with NYOUG and Viscosity. I'm the marketing director here at Viscosity. I'm going to give you a quick little rundown about Viscosity. Coleman's going to tell us about NYOUG, and then we're going to get started. All right.
Thank you, Monica.
Yep.
Just a brief overview.
Yeah.
So the New York Oracle Users Group was formed in 1984 for the exchange of ideas, assistance, and support among users of Oracle software products. And you can reach out to us on LinkedIn, Meetup, Facebook, and of course our website, nyoug.org, where we place all the previous webinars for the past 5 years, as well as the upcoming ones on our website. And I want to thank Mia Urman for presenting today ahead of time for talking about Oracle Forms and things to come. Thank you, Monica.
Awesome. Thanks, Coleman. And if you're just joining us, again, this is a live webinar, so use the Q&A field as you can for speakers to get back to you throughout the webinar. Anything they can't get to, they'll get to at the end, time permitting. Also, it is being recorded, so you'll be able to rewatch today's webinar on nyoug.org or on orapub.com, and I'll tell you a little more about those things later. All right, so my name's Monica, like I said, from Viscosity, and we are built upon these three main pillars. So we are a full Oracle stack consulting firm, core expertise in Oracle database. And if anything on this screen resonates with you, any questions, pain points you've got, I would be personally more than happy to connect with you and see how we can maybe help you or just have a chat, see if there's anything there we can work on with you and your organization. Across the bottom, you'll kind of see a bunch of different services we provide, like managed services, workshops and training, things like that, across all three pillars. These are just some of the books that my coworkers have written. I think our latest ones might be this Oracle Database Performance Tuning and maybe this Oracle Docker one. Okay, these are some of my colleagues. Hopefully you've met some of them, like Mia here. They are all part of the Oracle ACE program, which if you're not familiar with it, I would definitely go look it up. These are great people that do not work for Oracle and promote Oracle technologies and possibly other databases. You never know, but they're great database technologists, and they're always out there promoting knowledge share throughout the Oracle community. So if you ever have questions, I would go to the Oracle ACE website, and you can actually look up Oracle ACEs near you or within the field of Oracle tech that you are interested in finding more information about. But most all of these people are on X, they have blogs, they have publications, so they've got a lot of great content out there for you to use. Okay, and you can find a recording on orapub.com, which is Viscosity's training website. We acquired Orapub from another Oracle ACE director, Craig Shalahammer, back in 2021, I believe. So we've been putting all of our resources there. You can sign up as a free member and rewatch tons of webinars. If you're a paid member, you get some discounts on some live virtual training we offer. Those are normally 1 to 3 day courses, and they are also with a live trainer. And those do cost money, but again, paid members do get a discount on that. I always recommend people to ask their employers if they can get reimbursement for things like this. It's honestly not very expensive, and the content is great. And we also offer corporate memberships. I think have like 5 seats or so. So definitely ask about this if you're interested. Let me know, and I can send you that way. But after today's webinar, we will send you a little link and some information on how to find the recording for today. And if Mia wants to share any other resources with you guys, we'll have that linked as well. All right. I think with that, I'm going to hand it over to Coleman to introduce our webinar and speakers today. And for future webinars, we've got a lot of stuff for you guys. Head to events.viscosityna.com or nyoug.org. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you much, Monica. So I just want to introduce Mia Urman. Mia is the Oracle ACE Director and also CEO of OraPlayer. And Laura Akel, she's the Senior Product Manager at Oracle. And we welcome both the speakers today, talk about Oracle Forms and things to come on the framework. And if anybody's going to be at the Oracle event, both next Tuesday and Wednesday, reach out. I'll be there. Just drop by and say hi. Thank you, Monica.
Awesome. And you're talking about the Oracle tour, right, in NYC?
Yes, Oracle, it's going to be Oracle Cloud World on Tuesday, and then there's Oracle Data hands-on training, bring your laptop, and there's a lot of AI that you'll be able to do hands-on with.
Very cool. Awesome. All right, Mia, the floor is all yours.
So, hi everybody. Once again, we're really excited to be hosted by our partners Viscosity and the New York Oracle User Group. Me, Coleman, Monica, Rob, we're all long time friends. And what's really exciting about Viscosity and the New York Oracle User Group is how much they really are involved in trying to put out content. I mean, Viscosity goes and searches for speakers and all different topics, all different areas. So beyond just the incredible level of skill of their own consultants, they kind of come and seek us out to help with topics that are not necessarily the most popular or the most known, like Oracle Forms. So today, they've asked us to kind of drill down. And the session is going to be a little bit twofold. It's going to be modernizing Oracle Forms, as well as Oracle Visual Builder. So I'm sure you guys have seen this session a million times with Apex, right? Upgrading forms to Apex, modernizing forms with Apex, etc. We just wanted to show you that there's also, additional tools of Oracle's that could also be used to spruce up the user interface layer. But what's the most exciting thing is really that now that Oracle Forms, I don't know if all of you are aware, came out with Oracle Forms 14. It's a new version, and there's basically more new features in Oracle Forms 14 than there has been in, let's say, the past 3 versions. So Oracle really is making an effort not only to keep the lights on and maintain the Oracle Forms in the level it is, but to really bring it to the next level and pump it up with next generation bells and whistles, integrations, etc. So once again, hi everybody. My name is Mia Urman. I'm an Oracle ACE director. And Coleman was asking me, what do people in the Apex world, they call me the forms girl. So it doesn't say, it should say quote unquote the forms girl underneath. I've been working in Oracle Forms for over 2 decades. I worked for Oracle as a Forms product manager. Then after I left, I did consulting. I'm an Oracle ACE director, etc. But the big joke is that I've always said that Oracle Forms is going to outlive them all, right? It's like the little engine that could, because of the power and how much investment people have made, how many mission critical systems are running on Forms. There has to be a way to bring that into the future, right? And we have to, so I've been working for many years now with tons of companies through my company called OraPlayer to show how we could extend the return on investment of the forms, right? Like how we could utilize the forms and the power of the back office with next generation front ends, whether that's chat or mobile or dashboards or portal or whatever the next big thing is. So we're proud our company's won, patents and industry awards and innovation awards. And we've been, we have an R&D relationship with Oracle to make sure that when new versions come out, it doesn't break our solution. But it's a labor of love to help the forums community move on with their systems. With me today is going to be Laura Eckel, hopefully, the Senior Principal Product Manager of Oracle. So she's basically the product manager for Oracle Visual Builder cloud service. And she's focused on mobile development and working with the development tooling. And she's been also in the software world for 30 years. She came from the PeopleSoft acquisition, but she's been with Oracle for many, many years, and me and her have presented several times together at Open World, etc. So thank you, Laura, for being here with us. So basically the challenge, we're going to talk a little bit about the challenge of modernizing Oracle Forms, which I'm sure many of you here are well aware of. Then we're going to go a little bit into introducing Visual Builder. What is the tool? The no-code, low-code tool. We're going to hopefully get a live demo Visual Builder from Laura. Then we have, we're going to talk a little bit about integration cloud and API enablement. We're going to go through a customer use case, and then we're going to show a live demo of an Oracle Forms application that was modernized using VBCS. And of course, at the end, we'll take questions and answers, but also I'm a big fan of like audience participation. So questions throughout the session are totally fine by me. Because I hate at the end when people are like, that first sentence you said. So if you have anything that you want to discuss or ask about, or you're curious about, drop it in the chat. If it's going to be covered later, I'll just let you guys know. But yeah, this session is for you to learn about your topic, and we're really happy that all of you have joined us. So feel free to get the most out of it. Okay, so Oracle Forms is pretty much an institution, right? Coleman, I bet you've worked on all of these versions, right? Because I definitely.
You're aging me, Mia. You're aging me.
What are you talking about? I've worked on all these versions.
You're a new kid on the block. Yes, I've seen them all.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 4.5 going up.
Yeah. Oh no, so you haven't seen them all. So you haven't seen 3.0,
No,
which is the
yeah,
first one.
3.0 and in touch. It was
Right.
1998 when I first got started.
Right. So basically, I've been doing modernizations, quote unquote, from each of these versions to each of these versions, right? Where each time they were like, wow, look at this new user interface, right? Wow, Windows widgets, this is unbelievable. And then the next one is like, wow, Java front end with an applet. Oh my God, right? This is now pretty much deprecated. The browser pretty much won't even run Java anymore. But basically what's incredible is all the other technologies that were around, 20, 25 years ago have all like stopped being utilized, like completely stopped being utilized, right? Microsoft VB, JBuilder, all of these other tools that people used to utilize to create applications have been thrown away, and new applications, .NET, etc., have taken their place. Except Forms. Forms has been really trugging along, and Oracle did an incredible job of, trying to keep the wheels going, the lights on, by each time, right, moving from character mode to client server mode to some sort of web mode. And it looks like they're continuing to do that. The only issue really is that we see that a lot of people now are really looking to modernize their legacy applications, okay? And not just spruce up the user interface or things of that nature, but really to have migration to a new technology. And it's not only challenging, a lot of times we see that it's not even possible, right? Like the original developers aren't even there. There's no documentation. And also people can't take, the time away from these systems, right? We work with people on upgrades, um, and literally, they don't even have time to QA what we've done because they're so busy doing new features and forms, right? These are really highly customized applications. They're not easily converted to other technologies. And Oracle Forms doesn't support these, things out of the box, right? Mobile devices, etc. But today it's all about engaging user experiences. So the sad thing is most organizations have incredible form systems that are getting the job done, but everybody says we have to throw out those systems because they don't look like these systems, right? You want to be able to have people doing all different types of digital, mobile, device-based elements, right? You want your fridge to be able to order milk, you want a dashboard, etc. So what we really are trying to do is to find a way that we could leverage the existing investment in forms and utilize what it has in terms of the power of the back-end technology, but still bring it into the next generation, right? And what are we talking about in the next generation? So when we think about building a system today from scratch, we think about, what are the elements that we need in, a next generation application. Some element of chat or social, text, voice, of course, mobility, of course, automation or robotic process automation, whereby you could run processes directly on the system, easy integration with other applications. And then, of course, as time goes on, right, we want to have the ability of utilizing artificial intelligence, maybe generating AI, Gen AI, or even, I don't know if we're before or after the big virtual reality, accelerated reality kind of mode. But these are all things that we kind of aspire to get to with our applications. And the only way we could really do that is if we have agility, right? What does that basically mean? Allowing the Oracle Forms business logic to somehow be activated, triggered, utilized from outside of Oracle Forms, and to be able to do things like we said, right? Automate workloads, take away redundant or administrative tasks, deploy modularly. Okay, so today, if you want to, use one form, you still have to do the entire forms-based application. You have to run, a menu and maybe click through 10 forms to get to what you actually need, right? Another big thing is to enable citizen developers, right? One of the big reasons why I hear, the number one reason why people want to leave forums when I ask them, the biggest complaint I hear about why people want to leave forums is because they can't find enough forms developers, right? And if you need forms developers, talk to Coleman. but basically, there is a big, they basically feel that there's a big shortage of forms developers. And today, more and more of the tools allow what we call citizen developers, right? Which is super users or very strong functional users to be able to develop, very simple reports or very simple automations or very simple forms for themselves, right? And this is what's in Oracle's basket of tools to enable, Oracle developers to do that, right? So we have Oracle Visual Builder Cloud Service, which is basically what we're going to talk about today. That's a JavaScript development tool. It allows people to build JavaScript development applications based on REST services. It has plugins to connect to the database. And this is really a tool that people are going to use for external applications, for people who are Java or JavaScript experts. And a lot of the customizations of, PeopleSoft, JDE, and EBS are happening in that Visual Builder Cloud, right? That Oracle has been supplying out of the box services to be able to build forms on top as well. One of the things that they've allowed or created is what we call the Oracle Command Center. That's something that's available in Oracle e-business suites. And it's a tool that basically creates some sort of analytic dashboard on top of the modules of e-business suite, but it is customizable where developers could tailor the dashboard to the managerial metrics that you want to measure, and it's picks up that dashboard, and people could focus on that and not necessarily and zero in on the data they want to see and not have to do it from the database level. Okay, but today, and of course, Oracle Apex, which I'm sure needs no introduction to this crowd. There's tons of sessions we see that New York does for on Oracle Apex and the development of it. So here basically it's more of the PLSQL development crowd. So it's the people that used to develop on forms or DBAs, and they're moving more towards Oracle Apex. Basically here, it's the ability, this is really the rising star of Oracle right now. They're pulling it in more and more to be integrated to do EBS customizations. They've made it way easier for, developers to pick it up with, wizards and templates. And it is the, de facto standard for internal based applications in Oracle. Because of course it is connected to the database, but it could also run on REST services. But for today, we're going to focus on Oracle Visual Builder Cloud, which, like we said, is the JavaScript development tool. Could people still hear me? I'm like very worried that I'm gone.
Yes, you're good.
Okay. Has Laura joined us?
No, I do not see her.
Okay. So basically, Oracle Visual Builder is our development tool to rapidly create enterprise applications using a visual development environment. And what it is based on REST services, okay? And you could get REST services from a catalog. So Oracle supplies catalogs for, like we said, a lot of the Oracle ERP tools or e-business tools. You could define it by an endpoint, which basically, if you have an API that's been generated from, could be MuleSoft, it could be Oraplayer, like an API, you could literally just paste the URL into, the tool itself, or it could be defined by a specification. If you have a Swagger definition, or it can connect to Oracle Integration Cloud and utilize anything that's been defined there as well. So it's very easy to kind of plug into these backends because of this open integration capability. So it's very easy to use. It is cloud-based, so it's not installed on your premise. It runs solely in the browser, but it is available from any device. And you could easily access, like we said, the SaaS catalog but do your own customizations. So what's really amazing here is that Oracle essentially has created what they call a cookbook. Okay, so Visual Builder Cloud is based on a Redwood design system, which Oracle paid a gajillion dollars for to have people design different types of visual templates, types of, you know, such as things you see here, right? Switch panels, menus, different types of list items, etc. And what they did then was they took, it was written in Oracle Jet, which is the Java accessibility toolkit. And you could literally go in the browser to the Jet cookbook, see any of these elements, and copy the code, and utilize them within your VBS application. So the elements are very strong and they are much more, enterprise level elements, right? If you look here, it looks very similar to the type of components we'd see in forms, right? Checkboxes, drop-down lists, buttons, but it also has the enhanced capabilities of what we see on mobile, right? This swipe on and off, a mobile view, password hidden, etc. So it is very, very rich in terms of the user interface. So like we said, the Redwood user experience is all of this, it looks woody, like the Redwood Forest. And it is, designed to be responsive with UI patterns, etc. I'm gonna go a tiny bit quicker because I want to get to the demos. And what's really exciting also about VBCS is they have connectors, like we said, to Apps Unlimited. So JD Edwards, PeopleSoft, eBusiness Suite, you could use Integrated Gateway or Aura Player to take the REST services directly from EBS and run, or directly from Oracle Forms and run your applications, and even Cball. So it literally does it has backwards compatibility to almost all of Oracle's Apps Unlimited. And it comes as part of Integration Cloud. So it comes free as part of the Oracle Integration Cloud, which allows you to have this connectivity between an on-premise agent and the cloud, and adapters to be able to create the REST services and plug them into Visual Builder. Yes, I see someone raise their hand. They had a question. No? Srikan? Maybe it was a mistake. Pilalai?
I don't think they can unmute themselves. So that, if you guys do have a question, throw it in the Q&A.
Okay. Oh, you're allowed to talk. Shrikant, would you like to ask your question? Okay. Maybe not. Sorry about that.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. So to have a visual builder, you need to have OIC irrespective, right? So OIC is a must.
So I think you could purchase Visual Builder as part of the Visual Builder development environment, which includes, the CI/CD and more of the check-in, check-out, code integration development environment, or as part of Oracle Integration Cloud.
Okay.
But do you currently have any cloud licenses?
Yeah, we have OIC. I have OIC, and then we are using PaaS, IaaS, everything for Oracle with the Oracle. So
Right. So if you already own OIC, it means you own Visual Builder.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
It comes
Thank
free
you.
as part of that license.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
With pleasure. Okay, so here basically you could learn more about Visual Builder itself. They have a LinkedIn group, redwood.oracle.com. They have a very good blog. like blogs.oracle.com.vbcs, but I like especially a YouTube channel. Like they do a lot of these 3-minute tech tip kind of videos where they do a lot of development, that you can peek at the development. We were talking about Oracle Integration Cloud. So we were talking about how do we connect to the Oracle Forms elements. Basically, OraPlayer has a connector, an adapter that is inside of Oracle Integration Cloud. You could simply use the OraPlayer connector to seamlessly run any of the REST services that automate the Oracle Forms backends. Okay, so you literally can have Oracle Forms being run in an automated fashion on the WebLogic server without the client side, right? We call it headless forms from a new Visual Builder screen. Okay. So what is interesting about utilizing Visual Builder is that it really started as a development tool that was trying to copy Oracle Forms, right? Visual Builder was trying to create a application, a tool that would be the same ease of use as Oracle Forms. So for example, that you could run the application live from the development tool, that you have a component panel where you could see all the elements, right? I'll show it to you here, but just because it's easier, right? So Oracle Forms is made up of a few elements, right? Here is the object navigator. It shows you the data blocks, the canvases, which are the pages, the triggers, the menus, etc. It has a component palette. So if you look right here, we have the letters, the buttons, the boxes, etc. And you could drag and drop them onto this canvas. Here on the canvas, it is a live canvas. You could change the titles, etc., and the prompts, and it will automatically update the property palette. So it's two-way synchronization, and the property palette defines the whole elements, okay? And you could put things in the property palette that will also reflect on the canvas, right? So what they tried to do is a very similar environment in Visual Builder so that Oracle Forms developers will be able to also understand how to use the tool, right? So we have our object viewer, right? Here I have the different pages. I have my login page, my order pages, the different resources, CSS, which is the visual, the images, etc. Here I have my component palette, right? The calendar, the card, the edit panel, etc., input text. And here you could filter for the elements because there's like a billion, literally a billion elements. Here I could drag and drop it onto my canvas. And here what's really cool is they have these 3 buttons, right? Which is if you click design, you see it in a graphic way. If you click code, you'll see it as JavaScript. So if I'm a coder, and I don't want to really look at the visual elements, I want to be able to just do it quickly in JavaScript, that's also fine. Or I could do what's called live and it'll run the application. Is everybody still hear me?
Yeah, you're still good.
Okay, perfect. And then here on the right-hand side, we have the property palette, right? The same type of thing we had in forms. Here I could write the hint. I could say, is the field required, disabled, read only? Do I align it to the left, to the right, etc. So these are the properties that are going to define the general element. Or I can click on data and it will say what data should populate these fields. Okay. And then here on top, we have different tabs for the different pages, right? This is my login page, my order page, my create orders, order detail, etc. page. But if you look just on the surface, although it's very kind of daunting to start, JavaScript development, a new product, etc., you should be able to kind of find your arms and legs because the way they set up to build JDeveloper was in the same vein as our friendly forms development panel, right? Okay. So we're gonna do our little demo time. First, we're gonna just do a step through demo because Laura, who unfortunately doesn't seem to be able to make us, was going to show you the tool itself. I'm just going to check here. Okay, so as we said, this is essentially the page designer. You could go in to the elements and you could see, like we said, each one of the pages, and you could, what they didn't have in forms, which is incredible, is to really look at the hierarchy of the page, right? We have the forms layout, then we have the label, the value, the select box, etc. And you can kind of drag and drop here on the right hand side to be able to sort out the page. What they also have that we never had in forms, which I really like, is this type of action diagrammer. It shows the functionality of the application in a kind of visual manner as well. It's the diagram of what they say for the actions. And like we said, you could look at the code. This is JavaScript code, which could also be copied from, the cookbook, the JET cookbook like we described. And if you look here on the left-hand side, right, here is where we see the pages. And this red is where we see the endpoints, right? We talked about that we run these visual builder applications on top of REST services, endpoints. So here very easily is where we set up and create the endpoints. So you're going to have these REST services from, like we said, if you create the APIs on the database using ORs, from forms using Aura Player, from anything, you could use MuleSoft, etc. You will be able to create these endpoints and get REST services such as get sales order, get items, get order details, get all orders, right? And that will give you the data that populates your fields, right? So posts, gets are ones that are doing queries, and posts are ones that are doing updates or inserts. And it basically allows you to interact with the backend, even if the backend is a legacy forms-based application. Okay, so like we said, here is our endpoint. We could test it. We put the URL. So this is the URL of the get order details. When we do the send request, we see here that we got success equals true. And here's the order data, right? We have, they ordered, one quantity of each. This is the request state, the cancellation, etc. And this is how we get the data. And then we plug this in as the back end for the fields on the screen. Okay. Another thing that's really cool is they have a diagrammer of all the pages and which page calls which page, which in Oracle Forms is very difficult because sometimes you have, 10, 20 or so forms that are all calling each other and we never know what happens after one page is called, etc. And here basically it could show you, right? I called EBS login, then I closed it, then I went, if my login fails, I send a message, try again, and I return. If the login is success, I navigate to the flow called all orders, etc. So it literally shows you the logic flow chart of each page and all the pages in the application and how they're connected one to another. And with this little red dot, which I like also, which means that the page has not been completed. It means there's like a warning on the page. So it could be that, not all the buttons have actions or not all the fields are in order, etc. So are there any questions on that so far? Okay, great. So basically, like we said, I see we only have 10 more minutes left, so I'm going to show you a little bit of a before and after.
Mia, there is one question in Q&A. Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay, what's the question?
Is it easy to migrate from Oracle Forms to Oracle Visual Builder?
It is not easy to migrate anything, Oracle Forms to anything, right? The question I always ask people is why do you need to migrate? Right? Is it a migration just to be able to be not informed? Or is it a migration for a specific business functionality? And then what I suggest people do is to really start with mobile first. What are the forms you'd like to see as mobile or, you know, digital? And then we start with them. We can create REST services either on the database or on the forms, and we could set up screens to replace those, and then go as you go, right? Through the flow. So here is the Oracle form of what we're going to be showing in our demo. Okay, this is the physical inventory tab of Oracle Forms. Basically, you could look at the main, it has all the orders. You could look for a specific order. We have the inventory, or you can create a new order. So what's cool here, as you could see, is that it has the ability of just running with a URL. You could post that URL. You don't need to like deploy it to the Apple Store or, you know, the Google Play if you don't want to. You could just have it running directly from a link. This is the Redwood theme you see with the parachuter. And here it's queried from my Oracle Forms application. Okay, this is all data from Forms that it pulled from our backend system. So if we do like MFG, right, we'll see, oh, these are the customers MFG. You could, of course, change the sort on the table, right? You could drill down into any of the different orders, and it will, the minute you click on that button, it goes to our form server. It queried the data of that order and the ordered items and pulled it back to the screen. And here we can, you know, make changes, we can edit, etc. So it literally is one-to-one synchronization with the Oracle e-Business Suite application. So now if I want to create a new order, I see this is part of the Redwood, right, where it shows you your steps and walks you through the wizard. I could choose which customer name I want. And here we'll do ABC, application software. And I see here that it's already put in the default price list and the default ship to address. And again, these are features that we put in automatically because it's easier when you're on the mobile to have things pre-populated, which is pretty incredible, right? We really would be able to here, if we wanted to, change the ship to address, change the invoice address, etc. But it already preloaded things to make our day easier, right? When we continue, it allows us to select items. So we'll do a 223. We'll get this desktop. We'll order 3 of them for a selling price of $100. I see that and then you could review and submit your order. Okay, so this is the way they've set it up here. You could, of course, do it, you know, lengthwise, shorter, taller, etc. But if you look at, you know, the difference between, and then we have here, order A2786 has been successfully created. And we see that it now appears on our list, right? So it really is incredible that it's taking from our back office application. It's pulling it to Visual Builder on the screen, and able to modernize the application. So basically, to get started, like somebody asked, right? How hard is it to get this off the ground? What I usually tell people to do is to start with a kind of overview analysis of what they have as part of their form system, right? And not like, oh, I have 10,000 forms and I have to redevelop everything, right? But more like, what are the elements? What are the rules? What are the modules that are suited and that need some sort of mobile next generation requirements? And then what we do is we assess these requirements. We say, where is the data sitting today? Is it sitting in the database? Is it sitting in Oracle Forms? Is it sitting in both? Is it sitting in a third party, right? How would we be able to, do this reverse engineering? Do we have documentation, developer resources, and then do a POC? I really like when people build prototypes, and we've been able to do it with customers literally in like a month. Take one use case from Forms, we build a prototype application, which helps the end user understands, okay, this prototype took us this long and it was a medium complexity. We understand the security, we understand the architecture, we understand the user interface, etc. So it really is a nice way of kind of starting your modernization even before you get to the finale. Thank you everybody for joining us today. I'm sorry about the glitches in my internet and the demo, but unfortunately Laura was unable to join us, so I didn't have the VBCS environment pulled up. But I'm happy for any of you to please reach out. And you all are owed a live demo from us. So just let us know, and we'll be happy to do any type of demo to your organization.
We do have a question, Mia.
Okay.
The question reads, is the Redwood theme is out of the box template we can use?
Correct. So what you could do, which is very cool, I could show you redwood.oracle.com. Basically, if you go to redwood.oracle.com, okay, it talks all about the Redwood user experience, okay? And it shows you the elements and the color palettes and the design here, pattern book. See examples of how to build your own pages, right? You see, now you see that my demo was fast. This is even slower than my demo, querying from forms. And another thing I would have you guys look at is the Oracle Jet Cookbook. Or here's the Visual Builder Cookbook. It's the same thing, basically. Here, it allows you to have all of the different elements, and you could pull them in to Visual Builder as we mentioned. So this is a really cute one, the Visual Builder Cookbook, vbcookbook.oracle.com. Okay, it allows you to look at here, all the components. So if I want to do here a many-to-many, right? Here's the recipe. Here's what I do. I go in the component palette, I drag and drop this, I do this, right? So this is actually a really, really easy way to get started, right? Where you look at the element you want, and on the right-hand side, it tells you how to do it in the tool. And literally it has tons and tons of elements to do it.
So here's the other question we have. So if your Oracle Forms issues an error, will it be visible in the page?
So yes, if you've created a REST service using Aura Player, we create the REST service where we capture all of the input fields, all of the output fields, as well as the status bar message, the pop-up message, and the error message. And those are able to be utilized in the VBCS application to show those errors. So if you use, database services, you would have to redevelop that logic within, your database to be able to show the correct methodology. But using Aura Player, we have tons of organizations who, it's actually funny because they literally see Oracle Forms error messages on Ionic, right? One of our customers is using Ionic React, and they see those error messages, on their mobile application. Great. So it looks like there's not any more questions.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Oh, thanks from Nelson. And another question. Thank you for sharing the information about VB Forms. Oh, hope to see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us and for staying even a little later here. And we will be in touch, like we said, on the flip side.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mia. Thanks everyone for joining us today. Coleman, Rob, thank you again for your partnership. And I hope we see everyone back online at our next webinar.
Thank you so much to Viscosity and New York Oracle User Group for hosting us, and we'll see you all soon.
Awesome. Take care, everyone.
Take care, everybody. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
attending.